Behind me stands the famous Bellagio fountain, shooting water hundreds of feet into the air. But just 3 blocks away, thousands of people are struggling to find clean drinking water. Welcome to the two faces of Las Vegas, where extreme wealth and desperate poverty collide. What you're about to see isn't in any tourism brochure. Las Vegas welcomes 42 million tourists each year, generating billions in revenue. But today, we're exploring a side of Sin City that's reaching a breaking point. 1. Housing affordability crisis. Las Vegas's housing market has become a pressure cooker of unaffordability. In just the past 3 years, average rent has skyrocketed by 32%, pushing thousands of residents to the brink. A typical one-bedroom apartment now commands $1,200 monthly, requiring a monthly income of at least $3,600 to meet the standard 3-to-1 income-to-rent ratio. Yet, with the city's minimum wage at $10.50 per hour, a full-time worker only brings home about $1,680 monthly before taxes. The purchase market is equally challenging. Home prices have surged 40% since 2020, with the median home price now at $450,000. This creates a nearly impossible situation for middle and lower-income families. Even those with stable jobs find themselves one emergency away from losing their housing. The eviction crisis compounds these issues. Las Vegas consistently ranks among the top cities for eviction rates, with an average of 25 evictions daily pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic numbers have surged even higher. Many residents, especially service industry workers, find themselves trapped in a cycle of housing instability. 2. Mental health services gap. Nevada's mental health system is in crisis, ranking dead last 51st among all states in D.C. The numbers tell a devastating story. Only 1.2 psychiatric beds per 1,000 residents, compared to the recommended 5 beds. Mental health treatment costs average $375 per session without insurance, making regular care impossible for many. The city's 24/7 lifestyle can exacerbate mental health conditions, yet resources are scarce. Wait times for psychiatric appointments can stretch to months. Emergency rooms become de facto mental health providers, leading to inadequate care and astronomical bills. For those experiencing both homelessness and mental illness, the cycle becomes nearly impossible to break. The few available facilities are overwhelmed, operating at 200% capacity. Without proper treatment, many cycle between temporary shelters, streets, and emergency rooms. 3. Addiction and substance abuse. Las Vegas's relationship with addiction is uniquely complex. The city's 24/7 access to alcohol, prevalent gambling culture, and party atmosphere create a perfect storm for substance abuse. Recent studies show that 37% of the local homeless population struggles with substance dependency. Treatment options are severely limited, with only 32 licensed rehabilitation facilities serving a population of 2.7 million. Waiting lists stretch for months. The average 30-day treatment program costs $30,000, far beyond reach for most individuals without insurance. Even state-funded programs can only accommodate 15% of those seeking help. The casino environment itself poses unique challenges. Free drinks, constant stimulation, and easy access to payday loans create a dangerous combination. Many individuals report starting their descent into homelessness after developing gambling addictions, which often co-occur with substance abuse. 4. Job market volatility. Las Vegas's employment landscape is precariously balanced on the hospitality industry, which accounts for 37% of all jobs. This concentration became catastrophic during COVID-19, when unemployment hit 34%, the highest in any major U.S. metropolitan area. The city's job market hasn't fully recovered. While tourists have returned, many positions were permanently eliminated through automation or restructuring. Those who do find work often face irregular schedules, seasonal layoffs, and wages that haven't kept pace with inflation. Beyond hospitality, career options are limited. Tech sector jobs make up only 3% of employment, compared to 15 to 20% in other major cities. This lack of diversity means one industry downturn can trigger a cascade of homelessness. 5. Inadequate social services. The math is simple and stark. Las Vegas has approximately 2,000 emergency shelter beds for an estimated 15,000 plus homeless individuals. The city's largest shelter operates at 180% capacity nightly, often turning away hundreds. Transitional housing programs have 6 to 8 month waiting lists. The Housing Choice Voucher Program, Section 8, closed its waiting list in 2019 after it reached 7,000 applicants. Current wait times exceed 4 years. Support services are equally strained. Food banks report a 73% increase in demand since 2020, while funding has increased only 12%. Legal aid services, crucial for eviction defense and disability claims, can only serve 1 in 8 eligible clients. 6. Climate challenges. Las Vegas's desert climate isn't just uncomfortable, it's lethal. Summer temperatures regularly exceed 115 degrees Fahrenheit, with pavement temperatures reaching 170 degrees Fahrenheit. In 2022, heat-related deaths among the homeless population increased by 49%, making this environmental challenge a genuine humanitarian crisis. The city maintains only 11 cooling stations for thousands of homeless individuals. Dehydration cases overwhelm emergency rooms during summer months, with an average of 80 heat-related hospitalizations daily. Access to water is critical, yet public drinking fountains are scarce and often broken. Winter presents its own challenges. Desert temperatures can drop below freezing at night. With limited winter shelter space, hypothermia becomes a real threat. The dramatic temperature swings, sometimes 40 degrees Fahrenheit in one day, particularly affect those with chronic health conditions. 7. Population influx. Las Vegas's population has grown by 14.5% since 2020, making it one of America's fastest-growing metros. While this growth spurs economic development, it's also straining an already fragile housing system. Nearly 40% of new arrivals come from California, often drawn by lower costs but unprepared for the local job market. The city adds roughly 4,000 new residents monthly, but affordable housing construction lags severely, adding only 200 affordable units per quarter. Infrastructure hasn't kept pace either. Public transportation reaches only 60% of the valley, leaving many job opportunities inaccessible. New developments prioritize luxury housing, with only 7% of new units designated as affordable. 8. Economic disparity. Las Vegas presents a stark tale of two cities within one. While luxury penthouses sell for millions and high rollers drop fortunes at casino tables, a growing segment of the population struggles for basic survival. The wealth gap has reached historic levels, with the top 1% averaging $1.7 million annually, while 27% of residents live below the poverty line. Let's break down these numbers. Top 1%. $1.7 million per year. Top 10%, $425,000 per year. Middle class, shrinking $45,000 to $75,000 per year. Bottom 27%, below $26,500 per year. The middle class, once the backbone of Las Vegas's economy, has shrunk by 22% since 2010. This erosion creates a devastating ripple effect throughout the community. Local businesses suffer, tax revenues decline, and social services become overwhelmed. Interview with Dr. James Chun. What we're seeing in Las Vegas is an economic hourglass effect. The middle is being squeezed out, leaving only high-end and low-wage positions. This creates an almost impossible situation for economic mobility. The job market reflects this disparity. 68% of positions pay less than $15 per hour. Only 12% of jobs offer comprehensive benefits. 45% of positions are part-time or temporary. 23% of service workers report promotion opportunities. Cost of living increases have created an impossible mathematics. Show monthly expense breakdown. Average one-bedroom rent, $1,200. Basic utilities, $240. Food for one person, $400. Transportation, $180. Healthcare minimal, $300. Total, $2,320. Yet minimum wage full-time work brings in only $1,680 before taxes. Even at $15 per hour, workers barely break even, leaving no room for emergencies or savings. I work 2 jobs, 7 days a week. 1 medical bill, 1 car repair. That's all it takes to start the downward spiral. 9. Healthcare atches. Healthcare in Las Vegas has become a luxury many cannot afford. The statistics paint a grim picture of a system in crisis. 14% of general population uninsured. 32% of service industry workers without coverage. 48th ranked healthcare system nationally. 178 primary care physicians per 100,000 residents. National average, 247. The real impact of these numbers plays out daily in emergency rooms across the valley. Without primary care access, minor health issues become major crises. Interview with ER doctor. We see patients using the ER as primary care because they have nowhere else to go. A simple infection that could have been treated with a $20 antibiotic becomes a $5,000 ER visit. Mental health care remains particularly challenging. 3-month average wait for psychiatric appointments. $380 average monthly cost for mental health medications. Only 15 psychiatrists per 100,000 residents. 200% capacity at mental health facilities. Chronic conditions create impossible choices. Diabetes management, $1,000 per month. Heart disease medication, $400 to $800 per month. Asthma inhalers, $250 to $350 per month. Basic dental care, $200 to $400 per visit. Free clinics try to fill the gap, but are overwhelmed. 200% operating capacity. 3-month waiting lists. Limited service hours. Restricted medication access. 10. Systemic issues. The foundational problems in Las Vegas create a perfect storm of circumstances that trap people in cycles of poverty and homelessness. Transportation desert. 42% of jobs inaccessible by public transit. 93-minute average bus commute. $8,700 annual vehicle ownership costs. Limited night service despite 24/7 economy. Show transit map overlay with job centers. The jobs are there, but getting to them is nearly impossible without a car, explains transportation expert Maria Rodriguez. Child care crisis. $1,100 monthly average per child. 47% of minimum wage income. Only 15% offer non-traditional hours. 8-month waiting list for subsidized care. Interview with single parent. I had to quit my job because childcare cost more than I was making. It's an impossible choice. Work and lose money, or stay home and can't pay rent. Housing barriers. 7-day eviction notices legal. 72% require 650 plus credit scores. First/last/ deposit totaling $3,600 plus average. No rent control protections. Educational limitations. 3 workforce development programs total. 1,000 annual training slots. 65% program completion rate. Limited evening/weekend classes. Legal system challenges. Limited free legal aid. Complicated benefit application processes. No right to counsel in eviction cases. Backlog court system. The cumulative effect of these systemic issues creates what experts call a poverty trap. Each barrier reinforces the others, making escape increasingly difficult without significant intervention and support.